Hey there, it's Felicia, and it is Friday. It is our office hours, and I'm so excited that you are here. And if you haven't realized, we are kind of pre-recorded these days. I'm gonna have to be in this mode for a bit because I am on the road, and we kind of have like crappy Wi-Fi. You have to just keep going with what you got. So this is what we have. So I still have my monitors, I still got things, and we're gonna jump down into our office hours. So for those of you who are guests, thank you so very much for attending and watching through our Eventbrite platform. Of course, if you have any questions, I want you to go and click that button that says watch here on YouTube. I think it's kind of like down here. Watch here on YouTube, because I'm going to be in the comments while you're watching this live. So it's kind of like pre-recorded live. Yeah, this is all new to me, but I kind of like it though. But I'm going to be hanging out in the comment box. So if you got any questions, go ahead and put them there. So I'm still I'm with you, but not like right here. I'm on a different outfit. Trust me on that one. So yeah, if you got questions there, of course, for our members, if you're watching inside of the platform, same thing. If you have any questions, click the watch on YouTube button and come and join us, or join me in the comment box and give me your questions. And of course, if I get your question a little bit late, I'm going to answer it the following week. So that's what we're going to do. Now, for those of you, did I introduce myself? I don't know. I'm Felicia Jones, the lead researcher and founder of iFind You Close, where we actually go out and find speaking opportunities for people to get on stage, and we do office hours every Friday. So any burning questions you have around pitching, speaking industry, what to do to get on stage, we are here for you. And today we're going to talk about panels. This is something that I haven't talked about that much, because panels are very important, and they are the easiest way to get on stage. Just being straight up honest, they are the easiest ways to get on stage. And one of the things that you have to pay attention to, especially because we're going to talk about panels, but we're also going to talk about the what are we talking about today? The speaking industry outlook. And what I'm noticing is that a lot of events are starting to just put speakers onto panels. And they're doing it not at the last minute, but you might be thinking that you get on the solo stage and next thing you know, you're on a panel, or you might be doing double duty, getting on stage and doing a panel. So we're going to talk about these things. And panels are, to be honest, I have a love-hate relationship with panels. I love them because they are a great way to build up credibility, to get on stage, to get photos, to get videos, you know, to get your name out there and authority. Sometimes my little hate relationship comes in that if it's not moderated properly, it can go downhill really, really fast. And that's just my honest opinion about panels. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to have like fancy graphics pop up here on the screen. So it's pretty cool being pre-recorded. So let me go ahead and jump in. And of course, if you have any questions around anything, make sure you come and join us. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of camera play. Yes, because that's what I do. So we're going to be playing around with the camera because I can, and I like doing it. But let's go ahead and jump into this topic. I have my notes right here, so let me go back to this camera. So the thing with panels, and what I'm noticing, you know, when it comes to the speaking industry outlook, especially if you are new, if you're really trying to build up your credibility, you want to just get on stage so that people know that you exist, panels are actually a great way to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about panels, because you're going to have to manage your expectations. Like, seriously, manage your expectations, because a lot of people think they can get on panels and make $10,000. It doesn't work that way. So you really need to manage your expectations when it comes to panels. Now, the thing with panels is you're probably not going to get compensated. 9 times out of 10, your compensation is going to be minimal, unless you are also a keynote speaker, or also a breakout speaker, or also a workshop person. You got to kind of be an also and. But for the most part, you can go do a panel. Panels get the most length of time during an event. So you get a chance to kind of be on stage for a while. Now, it's not about you, so you can't hog the microphone, because you're usually on a panel with 2 to 3 other people, plus a moderator. So you only be able to talk in sound bites, and you got to be quick on your feet with responses. Now, a lot of panels, they will have questions beforehand, but if the conversation gets great, they're going to go a completely different way. So I've jumped ahead of myself. So here's what we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about how to get on a panel, because that's, I mean, yeah, you got to know how to get on a panel. So one of the first things that you got to do when it comes to getting on a panel is you need to select a topic. Like, seriously, select a topic. Now, one of the things we have in iFind You Close is a lot of these events. Now here's the other thing. You got to realize that a lot of events may not be saying blatantly that they want a panel, but events are always open to panels, because they're kind of like, not, they're the easy to fill, and when they have extra time on their hands, they would like to get panels, and they like to get different opinions on things. So you could definitely start looking at the events inside of iFind You Close. Anytime that they're looking for speakers, you also have the ability to pitch a panel. So never close your mind on this. You can always pitch a panel. So the first thing you're going to do is select a topic. When you're looking at events, look at how a topic could go with the theme of the event. That's going to be the biggest thing. Make sure it goes with the theme. The second thing is you want to get 2 to 3 of your peers together. I've been on panels where I didn't know other people. Usually somebody else will go and select the panel, but if you're going to pitch this, you want to make sure that you get 2 or 3 other people that you know can handle the topic, quick on their feet, and can make it lively and engaging for the audience. So the same things still apply. Got to be lively and engaging to the audience, and you got to be useful. Now, and make sure you don't choose people who all will say the same thing. You know, like, do you think the sky is blue? Yes. That's a boring panel. You might want to have somebody with slightly differing of opinions and views on things. Okay, that's the purpose of a panel. It's not a mini debate, but it's kind of a mini debate. So you're going to find your 2 or 3 business peers. You need to determine who will be the moderator. Now, here's the thing. The moderator piece. Now, if you are a member of iFind You Close, a couple of weeks ago, we did a workshop on landing an MC gig. So I want you to go sign up for that. It was part of our summer workshop series. For those of you who are not members, you can go and purchase this workshop, because I bring 2 of my friends who are MCs, and we get kind of deep into what this MC life is like. And being a moderator is kind of a part of it, because you have to be able to carry the conversation, keep it going, manage everybody else on the panel. For those who are like the chatty Cathys, you know, no shade to Cathys out there, but who are the chatty Cathys, and you have to kind of keep things going and keep it timed. So you definitely want to make sure you got to have somebody who's a great moderator. If that is you, make sure you practice. If that's not you, be honest and get somebody that can do this well. And just remember, this is not all about you. Just because somebody's a moderator doesn't mean you're going to get your chance to shine. It's not always going to be like that when you have a panel, but you want to make sure you have a good moderator, and make sure you don't have a moderator that talks the whole time. Because I have been on those panels where the moderator speaks the entire 30 minutes. Not cool at all. So you need to determine who's going to be the moderator. And then, of course, before you start pitching, you need to gather everyone's information. You cannot go and pitch this without everyone's information. So you need everyone's name, title, bio. That's it. And when you are either submitting an application or you're sending the pitch, you're going to have to talk about all these other people, what the topic is, and what everyone brings to the table. So that is the basics of how you pitch a panel. When you go through all of those little steps, and you got to decide if it's, you know, a right move for you, and time it perfectly so that you can get on stage. Now, here is the key to the panel thing. Panels usually kind of form not at the last minute. They never form at the last minute, but they kind of form closer to the event. So let's just say if an event is on October 1st, some of the panels may be coming together in September. So you still have time to pitch. And if it's not an application, that is okay. Reach out to the people directly, but you got to have your pitch ready, and you got to have who's coming on this panel, because you're going to have to sell it. You're going to have to tell people why you and your business peers are a great person to talk about this topic for this event, and why you should be selected as a panel. So that is when you are pitching your own panels. Now, of course, there are a lot of events where they will ask you, like, are you okay being a part of a panel? Now, of course, you won't know who is the moderator. You won't know who is the other person on the panel until right before. Like I said, some of this stuff comes together a few weeks before where everybody says, hey, we probably should say hello to each other. You got to decide if those are a good move for you. But if you're trying to build credibility and you're trying to get your name out there, it's not a bad move. You know, being a panelist for, I don't know, South by Southwest, one of our members, she was actually a panelist for South by Southwest. Great credibility. Get to put the logo on your website. You get the photos, you get the videos, you get all of that, you know, and it is amazing. Like I said, you're going to have to manage expectations because no, you're probably not going to get paid for this. You're probably not going to be able to sell from the stage because that's not what you do on a panel, because you will get poo-pooed really fast if you do that. Like I said, being on a panel it's just great for credibility. Now, I'm just saying that over and over again. It is great for credibility, to get the photos, to get the logos, to get your name out there, to say, yes, I was a speaker at this event. Now, the other thing that is kind of cool about a panel is that you get invited to all of the other speaker, I don't know, events, the dinners, the parties. And the other thing that is cool is that you don't have to prep as hard as an individual speaker. They're going to give you your questions beforehand. You make sure you have a response to them. Make sure you know who else is on your panel. And like I said, you might be on a panel with people you never met before. So do a quick internet search and that's all you have. But it is a great way to get the credibility, get on stage, showcase your skills without kind of all of the legwork that goes but behind the scenes with getting on stage. So it's just great. I mean, it really is great. So I got my other notes here. Let me look at it. So like I said, your compensation is low to zero. Great for credibility. So make sure you do get your photos and make sure, you know, you're going to be able to leave an impression. That's the thing. You don't want to be the diva of the panel, but you do want to leave an impression when you're up there. It takes the pressure off, but you do have to be very quick on your feet. Okay. If you are kind of a methodical thinker and you need time to kind of put your thoughts together before speaking, panels may not be the best thing for you because they are timed. You have other people who want the microphone, and they have something to say. So you got to be pretty quick with responses, and you got to listen because you want to respond to other panelists at the same time. If you are a moderator, if you selected yourself to be a moderator or you're pitching to be a moderator, be sure that you know how to control the conversation. Those who are chatty Cathys, talk too much. You got to know how to exit them out gently without snatching the microphone from them. Okay. And one of the things that I say about being on a panel is that it's a great way to practice facial expressions. Yes, you're going to have to practice all of your facial expressions, because when you're on a panel and someone is saying something that you don't agree with, you can't do these faces. I see it all of the time, and I probably have fallen victim to it as well. So you're going to have to practice your facial expressions. No RBF here. You're going to have to really just kind of practice that smile and nod. Especially if somebody is saying something that you don't agree with, make sure you're not giving like weird things or giving like little stink faces. It happens though. It happens. I mean, it makes the panel a lot more interesting, but it does happen. Also, you're going to have to be aware of this when if they open it up to questions from the audience. And you better be ready, because sometimes the audience is really good at challenging you in a panel setting. So be ready. And if you can't answer the question, just say, you know what, that's a really good question. Hopefully your moderator knows how to get you out of it. But you kind of have to be ready for just about anything when it comes to a panel. But like I said, it's a great way to build up credibility. It's a great way to get photos of you on stage. It's a great way to add to your authority, to make sure people know that you have wisdom and knowledge in your industry. And it's kind of fun. I mean, it really is kind of fun. It's the nice thing about being on stage, being able to go to an event and being able to participate, go to the behind the scenes with other speakers, network, things like that. Also, you could be invited to give a speaking gig. You'll be surprised being on a panel will get people to invite you for another speaking gig or want to work with you. But like I said, this is not really a time for you to shine. You're sharing the stage with 3 or 4 other people. So you come with your comments, make sure that they have impact, and that's all you can do when it comes to a panel. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is just a topic that I think a lot of us, we kind of miss out on when it comes to, building authority and credibility, especially from some bigger events. Now, I will say this. Panels are best if you're trying to just get on stage at big events, especially if you want to get that behind the scenes ticket. Big. When I say big events, I mean big events. That's where you want to get on stage as a panelist, or local if you're just trying to build up credibility. I wouldn't build a career out of doing panels. It's just not, it's really just not worth it. But it's great in the beginning and every now and then when people invite you to be on one. For those who are interested in emceeing, this is a great lead into being an MC so that people could see how you can control a panel. So if that's something you want to pursue, make sure you start pitching more of these and get your go-to crew of who you're going to get on stage so they can see how you operate and how you work. And you could definitely get a lot of testimonials as a moderator when you moderate a panel. So great place to get testimonials and things like that. All right, so that's all I have for you. Of course, if you have any questions around any of this, hopefully we are in the chat. And I will answer any questions there in the chat, even before we start or even afterwards. So, and if you comment in the comment section, I'll get your notifications and I'll respond as well. But I really wanted to talk about this because if you're really just trying to go after just building your credibility, panels can be a great way. I'm also seeing a lot of events that are it's almost like they are trying to condense down the number of speakers. So they are saying, are you okay with being on a panel instead of being a speaker? So you'll start seeing a lot of that as well. And then also, if somebody invites you to be a panelist, if you're already going to an event, I will definitely say yes, but I wouldn't like invest in anything to go and travel around the world to be a panelist. I mean, unless it's for like, Oprah Winfrey or something like that. I gotta scratch my back. Not ego, just really scratch it. So that's all I have for you when it comes to panels. Of course, if you have any more questions on this, and if you are a member and you want a workshop on panels or being a moderator, let me know. I could put something together so that we can kind of walk through this a little bit slowly so that you can understand the benefits of being on a panel and how it can boost your credibility and just get your name out there. So with that, if you are a guest and you're looking for more speaking opportunities, I want you to come join us at iFindYouClothes.com. Sign up. I would love for you to be a member and get our speaking opportunities every Monday. For those of you who are members, make sure you log in. New opportunities every Monday. And of course, I will see you next week, next Friday, for another edition of Office Hours.